Alright, PP Poppers, this is Jordy Pop 83 here, and I have a couple of thoughts regarding the Galar Linoone fiasco of yesterday. I'm not sure if any of you guys saw on social media, I'm sure a lot of you did, but I had a disagreement with the community about Galar Linoone, and basically it boiled down to people complaining that it was not available for the entire world, and that the opportunity was only available during Spotlight Hour, and that the knowledge was only figured out after the East Coast had already ended their Spotlight Hour. And basically, I heard about it 20 minutes till the end of my Spotlight Hour on the day on the West Coast. So I actually ended up evolving 9 of them, spending 10,000 dust per to evolve the second move to make sure that it was double legacy, and I used TMs to make sure that all of them had Shadow Claw, Grass Knot, and Thunder on them, so that when people wanted them, because I knew that they would that they would have the right moves for everybody, and that they would have the full capabilities that they would have. So then I had an argument with a trainer online, a couple of trainers actually, and I guess I struck a nerve with a few people. But there is a general push in America towards a that's not fair participation trophy type mentality, where just because you play the game, or just because you do, you're part of an activity, that all opportunities should be available to you, even if you weren't at the right place at the right time or whatever. And there's been a lot of other situations in the past where something has gone on for an hour, or there was been a mistake, or a charge move, or something is available for just a short period of time, and only a few people know about it in time to get it. I think there was a Mewtwo with Shadow Ball, and I understand that came back. But again, it's all with Niantic, it's all about time, you guys. You know what I mean? Anything that's legacy eventually will get unlocked, or you could trade for it if you really want it. Right? This thing was not meta breaking by any stretch of the imagination. It did go from like the 200s to number 15, which is a huge jump, but that just means that it makes it viable, which is not a bad thing, right? So, first off, I want to apologize to anybody that I rubbed the wrong way, or that read my comments to other people and took it personal, or whatever. That was not my intention. But when somebody attacks you, it puts you on the defensive, man, and it makes you say defensive things. And that's just my personality. I am, I'm not perfect in any stretch of the imagination, but I do maintain that just because a couple of people got it doesn't mean that it should have been deleted from the game. That's fucking stupid. I was saying from the beginning, put these moves in the Elite TM pool. That way, everybody will have access to them. And that way also, it prevents it from being like, if they were to have, say, okay, well, you have another, you guys have, the whole world has an hour to do this. Well, what if you don't have a Zigzagoon, a Galarian Zigzagoon to evolve during that hour, right? A lot of people on the West Coast that knew about it still couldn't get it because they didn't have any zigzags. Is that fair to them? You know what I mean? A lot of people missed out on it. I don't see why it should be immediately X'd out just because some people missed out. That's really retarded. Especially because that thing was very easily beat by anything with counter or charm. Easy. Done deal. Very hard counter by Wigglytuff. It was amazing. So, Wigglytuff, because it was part normal, right? So it was double resisting your Shadow Claw, and then, awesome. And then throwing that super effective charm, that's crazy. So there was plenty. All it was going to do was shift the meta, People were going to bring in counters to it. If you didn't have it, you would bring in counters just like you would have if you don't have a Cresselia. Like I don't have a Cresselia or a Giratina or a Melmetal or any of the Dialga, any of the top Pokemon that are in Ultra League and Master League. I have none of those. I still managed to pull my wins out, right? And those wins are because you find a way through the meta. You don't have to have every single fucking top Pokemon. So, again, I apologize if I hurt anybody's feelings by calling you a crybaby, but again, I wasn't calling you a crybaby. I was just saying that in general, the crybaby attitude of America needs to be dampered down and cannot, I mean, that's not the way to go about life, because as you can see, the outcome is not great, right? Now nobody gets it. Is that what we wanted? Is that what we really wanted? Did we really want something as awesome as this to be completely deleted? Because I don't think that's what we were really aiming for, right? And I see people on here going, oh, I'm happy that Jordy lost his one. You know, I feel bad for everybody else, but Jordy deserves it. It's like, what the fuck? But because I didn't think that complaining about it was the best idea. Anyways, so that's what I got to say about it. Hope you guys understand my point of view. If you don't, comment. You know what I mean? I would love to continue this discussion, and you know, it's always good to have a back and forth and to, you know, kind of see where we're at in this whole world we got going on. So, yeah. All right, guys. I'll see you on the next one.